Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here at my next Naruto Shippuden episode review. This one's going to be for episode 463, the #1 Most Unpredictable Ninja. Return to canon, just for one episode as far as I'm aware, and that we seem to be going into another kind of backstory arc next, which I'm perfectly fine with, but I'll talk about that more later. But this episode itself, I actually really liked it. Obviously we got back to the fight and a lot of stuff happened. I kind of knew the big thing that was going to happen in this episode, the sexy jutsu reverse harem jutsu. I was surprised that, given that that was the setup at the start of the episode, that they actually did it really quickly. Really, it wasn't too long into the episode at all. I kind of like that. It kind of really highlighted that, like, when they are doing canon episodes, they're not needlessly drawing it out over many episodes. When they actually do canon episodes, they cover a decent amount of ground. That's definitely something that I appreciate here. In that, if this was like the One Piece anime, I get the feeling that we would have ended this with the jutsu at the end, and it would have been a really short episode. But as it was here, we had that happen, and then a lot of other stuff happened immediately. That doesn't quite work. But still, it's really interesting, the just the fact that this is such a big setup thing that Naruto mentions. I've been practicing this jutsu more than the Rasengan. This is going to be it. I've noticed these type of jutsus tend to work on really strong opponents, so I've been planning this one for a while. And it's really cool because it calls back to stuff from super early in the series. Like, really, Naruto hasn't used like the sexy jutsu stuff all that recently in the show, in that most of the time he has used it, it's been like him and Konohamaru just like messing around. Like, he hasn't really used it on like any other characters. So it really is like kind of, you know, does early stuff, like when he uses it on like Saratobi and stuff like that, that we've kind of seen it before, and it highlights that it works. It tends to work on most adult characters, um, but obviously we've never really seen it have that much of an effect on women. But here, it's just so interesting that he thinks this is going to be the thing to make it work. And I like Sakura's reaction to it. She is the one this time to have a nosebleed. She freaks out about it, and that Naruto would even consider doing that at such a time. And then it works. Kaguya is distracted, and Naruto punches her in the face, and it's this big moment of just like, yes, he got her. It was just one punch, but it was, a big moment, and then they nearly sealed her, just about nearly sealed her, and then just the reaction when Sakura realizes that, wait, that distraction actually worked on this godlike character. That's crazy. And more than that, I really loved the Kakashi reaction to this. When he's watching this basically just about to happen, he has this like epic flashback to like talking with Jiraiya, and he's just like the child of prophecy, like the prophecy, like the pervy sage teaches his techniques to his student, and his student defeats the final enemy with a pervy jutsu, and Kakashi's just like, my life was fulfilled. These books that I read, make out tactics and stuff like that. Like, it's the true way of the shinobi kind of thing. That like these are the type of techniques that ultimately win the day, and it's just really serious moment for Kakashi almost. So he's just like, Naruto has won it with this move, and it's I really did like the Kakashi reaction to that. I'm really excited to see what they do with the dub in that, like how exactly the intonation on the voice is for that line when it's delivered. Um, but of course it doesn't work. Kaguya reveals that basically she can very effortlessly counter a lot of these moves. She can instantly switch dimensions, and that leads into, I suppose, one of the big plot points of this episode that's going to link into the fight going forward. That being that her the way she can transfer between dimensions and basically create these portals and put her hand in and reach around and grab Sasuke and stuff like that. It's similar to Obito's Kamui, Mangekyo Sharingan technique, but obviously what much wider kind of use jutsu. She can do different dimensions. It's much quicker and stuff like that. But I like that this is the thing that gives her the big advantage. That she instantly decides that okay, they nearly got me here. I countered it effortlessly by switching to the ice dimension, but they nearly got me. I'm going to separate them, which is obviously what something she didn't do during her fight against her sons. She didn't separate them, and so got sealed away. So separating them under Black Zetsu's suggestion makes perfect sense, and she does that by just basically reaching in, grabbing Sasuke, taking him away. It was a little weird that Naruto didn't figure out like straight away that that's what happened to Sasuke. It was left, and it was kind of left for Obito to be the one to be like, okay, he didn't just disappear. It's pretty obvious he was sent to a different dimension. But again, Naruto's not really the one to figure this stuff out in the best fashion. But yeah, then it's left for Naruto to fight kind of Kaguya on his own, and I like the stuff that they do with the kind of less powerful team here. Sakura, Kakashi, Obito, and then one of the clones of Naruto. In that they just all have this moment between them where they're like, okay, the two of them are separated. We now have to do something. We may just get in the way, but we have to do something here. We can't just leave it all to them. And if we have to die to make something happen, so be it. We won't just sit back and be useless. We'll try and make something happen. It wasn't like the most heavily hit home thing, but I did like that subtle mention of just that really they haven't been involved in the fight up to now, and they've been a bit like, oh, we're up against a god, it's Kaguya, like what can we do? Especially Kakashi not having the Sharingan anymore, like he you definitely get the sense that he's feeling like he can't really do anything right now. And especially when Obito decides that okay, what we need to do is next time she uses her dimension switching technique, I'll attune my Kamui to that, and we'll go into that dimension and get Sasuke back and reunite Naruto and Sasuke so they can have a chance to defeat her. And he's like, okay, I can do the technique, but I need a lot of chakra. But the Naruto's clone isn't enough. You can see Kakashi doesn't step up straight away because he has always been presented to us as a powerful character, but a powerful character with kind of low chakra reserves. And so Sakura stepping up is actually a pretty big one because obviously she has for years stored energy within the marking on her head, the 100 ceilings, medical ninjutsu thing. So she has got an excess amount of chakra, and she can add that to Obito to make his technique work. So pretty cool, setting up that this is the plan for like the less powerful characters to help the more powerful characters out. So I like them, including them a lot more in this episode, and kind of especially Obito's speech about how he's been inspired by Naruto, and little flashback to the scene where Naruto talked Obito down, and just really highlighting the impact that Naruto has had on him, and it's really changed him back to more of the character he was kind of always meant to be. That Obito, I like what he said in that, like, I'm Kakashi's friend. Your father was, the person I worked under, but I'm also an Uchiha, so he has a connection to like most of the main characters, and like he's doing a lot of this to kind of help Sakura reunite with Sasuke to some extent. So it presents this connection here, and he of everyone is wanting to redeem himself, and he, as much as everyone said they're going to put their lives on the line, Obito is going to be the one to like absolutely do that here. He, at this point, you definitely get the sense that he, if there's a chance, he is going to put himself on the line before anyone else to, because of what he did. So he'll be the first to die realistically. So I like that they're kind of setting up Obito's kind of last big moments as a character. And it's pretty good setup. Just that like he's basically the leader of this plan being put into action, but also Naruto is coming up with his own plan. He has kind of got himself trapped in this kind of ice prison thing, but he's only kind of acting like it to draw Kaguya in to do something. So even though Naruto is one on one with Kaguya right now, he still has like somewhat of a plan. So it's it's interesting setup that he you know he feels not super confident as his clone says. He's tinkling. He knows how serious this battle is. But he has a plan to go up against her one on one. That's very interesting. Um, Final section of the episode, we cut back to the reanimated Hokages and the lower half of Madara's body, and we just get this idea that they're kind of talking about, okay, we can't release anyone from the infant Tsukiyomi. It just keeps kind of resealing everyone in it. Maybe we can get Madara to reveal the secrets behind this if we reanimate him. And they're like, okay, how do we do that? We don't have any living bodies. And then out of the like chakra left in that part of Madara, the spirit of Hagoromo, the Sage of Six Paths, comes out, and he talks specifically to Hashirama, the first Hokage, and just says like, you, the previous reincarnate of Ashura, you know, I have some stuff to tell you. And everyone's shocked, except Tobirama. He remains cool in this situation. He's just like, Sage of Six Paths right in front of me. I don't care. But yeah, just setting up that he is going to explain to them, I suppose, the whole reincarnation thing with Indra and Ashura, the importance of this whole situation. But in terms of what's just happened, we are now moving from Kaguya's backstory to Hagoromo's backstory. To obviously, I suppose this will explain Indra and Ashura, how they were born, and potentially who the mother was. That's something they could do. How the powers formed, and potentially if they give a good few episodes to this, it could show the start of the Senju clan, the start of the Uchiha, and even the Uzumaki as well. So I'm excited for this backstory as well. I think ultimately a lot of people are kind of like thinking about Otsutsuki. There's a lot about them, but given the importance of what's happening here, it makes sense that we're going to get more of the history of this family. Kaguya, her sons, and where they came from. Maybe they'll touch on Hamura as well, where the show the origins of the Hyuga clan with him and them returning to each other. But the preview also mentions that it's going to talk about ninju as well, so the start of like organized kind of ninja training, ninjutsu. So that should be pretty fun as well. So I know a lot of people are going to be frustrated by one canon episode and the return to kind of newer content that's not from the manga, but I'm actually okay with this. I really liked the last couple of flashback episodes. I'm excited to actually get some more and just really, really fill out this backstory of this character. So, I'm looking forward to that. So, overall, very good episode. We got some funny moments, some pretty epic moments, set up for emotional moments with characters as well, with Obito's speech, Kakashi wanting to do something, Sakura being involved in doing something, giving a greater importance to the reanimated Hokages, and of course just the initial kind of threat of just Kaguya is facing Naruto one on one. Sasuke is out of action for now, but there's a plan to get him back. This episode covered a lot. We went from just telling the story directly to Naruto and Sasuke with Kaguya in control to, very different stuff. A lot actually happened in this episode, so that's one thing, at the very least, that when there are canon episodes, they cover a lot. And I haven't seen schedules yet for like this month or next month, but I assume this is probably going to be another 2-3 episode thing, and then we'll get back to canon. I can't see them going too much further into backstory, since we already know like Hashirama and Madara's backstory already. So we'll have to wait and see. I do think though they're just devoting time to the important backstory, while they've got like time before super serious stuff gets down with these fights. We get into like the final stages, but I don't think they want to super rush towards the end of the series. But it's fine. This type of filler is actually good, so I'm fine with it. But yeah, in the comments, let me know what your thoughts were on the episode. Thoughts, on we're going from canon back to filler. Your thoughts on that. But yeah, other than that, that's been the review. Thanks for watching, and bye.